Hello YouTube, it's your boy Big G back with another review, and recently I watched a movie called Dreamgirl. So the Bollywood movie called Dreamgirl. Now, this movie is fairly new and it's quite popular. It's sort of on a recent, can I say? I don't know if I can say serious matter, but certainly a sort of a public issue that's been addressed in the movie. Overall, the movie is an amazing time. I think the movie is comedy. It has a lot of puns and a lot of acts that are just plain raw comedy, and is just overall it's just a fun time to watch. So I definitely recommend that like all you guys do watch the movie. If you don't speak the language, then maybe even like if you read the subtitles, it should be fine. Um, but yeah, definitely it is a good time overall. Like if you watch the movie. Now, talking about spoilers. So, um, in terms of the movie, I think I had a few issues with a few characters where I think, of course, the main character who plays sort of that role of the guy and the girl, being the girl over the telephone, but the guy in real person, of course. He played an amazing role. After a while, it kind of was obvious that the girl voice was not being. It was not a mimicry thing by the artist. It was sort of just like voiced over by someone, I guess. And that was obvious after a while when when he would constantly go back and forth between talking to like a guy versus talking on the phone like a girl, and that really gave that off, which was sort of an issue. I mean, it's not a big thing, but anyways, um, one thing I loved was like the comedy and the puns and the dialogue was spot on. Like in moments, the comedy was created, let's say, because of a scenario, and that scenario led to a certain comedy. Like it was the comedy, like like when you watch like Charlie Chaplin, like like real comedy, like oh, like if someone slips and falls, or if someone just says something and you find like like you find something funny in that. It's like it's those kind of things. It's not like someone told a joke and he's laughing so hard that it makes you laugh or whatever. It was actually funny, like if you know what I mean. Like it's hard to explain. um that was spot on, and that made the movie, of course, amazing. The issue I had was, I think, with the actress. Now, the actress, I think, had a very little role, even though they made it out to like she should have had a big role, but they made it out the way it was done. It felt like it was a very small role. The actress was sort of the climax point where she would decide if she likes what the guy has been doing or not, if she's gonna get pissed at him, and then does he have to um, you know get her approval again and stuff like that. But that doesn't really happen. Like in the movie, she's been portrayed as an open modern girl, which is fine, but then when she finds out that this guy's been doing this kind of thing, or that this guy's been the girl named Pooja that everyone's just while falling in love with while talking on the phone, she's like, okay, I understand. You had money issues and you did this. Like, it's okay. But instead of like making it a bit more interesting and being like, oh, I have an issue with this. Now you're gonna have to like try to win me over again. She was just like, okay, let's move on. And I think that was done because of the fact that they spent more time in the guy trying to make sure that the girl doesn't find out by having the guy getting rid of the job, instead of going through the path of, oh, the girl finding out, then he has to get her approval again, and then he gets rid of the job. It was sort of the reverse, where he's just trying to get rid of the job so no one else finds out. Which was fine. It just made the girl's character a bit more, I would say, a bit useless, which was a kind of issue with me. Besides that, I think the initial reason why he gets into this job or is desperate to get a job is like the money issue. But I never really saw like a big issue there. There was never really, oh, like bank people coming and saying that we're gonna take your house away, or like they didn't have. It wasn't a scenario where they didn't have even money to eat, or they were so poor that everything was fine and jolly. It was just he was desperate to get a job because he doesn't have a job. That's it, and he has to pay off bank loans. But it wasn't like the bank is knocking on their door and they're gonna be evicted in like a few days or something if he doesn't get a job. Like it wasn't that serious. It didn't feel that serious, and I think that was the issue. Like the motive wasn't there to get the job, and why he just be like, oh, this job, whatever, I can do this. Like they gave a good reason that, oh yeah, he's been since he was young, he can do voices of girls and stuff, which was fine. But they didn't lead into it properly, being like, oh, he had these issues, he had these money problems, and that's why he did this. Like they just gave the reason. It's like you have to be okay with it. It wasn't like you weren't emotionally connected with it. That was the issue. Anyways, I think overall it is a really good movie because it was very funny and it was very natural. It's just a few things that I felt like they could have done differently, or maybe a few characters that could have played a better role. Maybe that was the only thing. So overall, I think this movie's like an 8.5 out of 10, and I think it's a really good movie. It's a really fun time. It was very funny. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the movie. Please comment below. Let me know if I'm right or wrong, and let me know if I should do any other movie reviews, if I should watch any other movies and do reviews on that. Um, Either that's Bollywood movies or South Indian movies or any movies. Doesn't matter. Anyways, guys, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.